Hi, and welcome to our happy hour with the wedding pros. We're back again with a bunch of wedding pros to help you with your wedding planning while we're all just sitting at home quarantining. So let me have everybody introduce themselves, and then we'll get started and ask some questions. Let's see, Courtney, you want to start?
Sorry, the mute button hates me. Hi, I'm Courtney. I own Courtney Faye's Wedding and Event Planning, and I'm just here to help make weddings run smoothly and happily.
Great. And Meagan?
Hi, everybody. I'm Meagan Brogan from Shutterforce Photography.
Okay. Brandie?
I'm Brandie from Pointe Weddings and Events.
Perfect. And that's a nice backdrop. Where are you?
Because of my internet at home, I had to come to Pointe itself.
Oh, you had to. What a shame.
I'm kind of cheating, yeah.
What a shame. Okay, Karen.
Hi, I'm Karen with Uptown Bride, and we're here to help our brides and grooms get through the entire process smoothly.
Great. Okay, and Bryan and Mary.
Hi, I'm Bryan Garizales. I'm the Director of Events at ABC Cake Shop.
I'm Mary Zamora. I am the wedding planner.
We can't hear you, Mary. Come closer.
Oh, come closer.
Come closer.
I am Mary Zamora. I am the wedding coordinator here at ABC Cake Shop.
Perfect, perfect. And I'm Stacy with the Wedding Expo, and this is Scott.
Scott, hi.
Hi. Okay, now for the first question, why don't you go into a little bit more detail about what you offer? So, Courtney, you want to start that?
Yeah, absolutely. So I offer a wedding planning and day of coordination, which just basically means I'm here to answer questions for brides and grooms. So a lot of people are going to ask about pricing and then should they start? And kind of my biggest thing is going to be education and breaking the planning process down into bits and pieces so that it's easy and fun. And then wedding day, obviously, to make memories and have fun.
Great. That sounds great. And Meagan.
All right. So my husband, James, and I are co-owners and photographers at Shutterforce Photography. We specialize in weddings, primarily focusing with a documentary storytelling approach while also creating epic wedding portraits. And we shoot everything from engagements to elopements to full wedding days. And then we build great relationships with our couples. So a lot of them end up using our services for maternity shoots and family shoots and whatever you can imagine. We love to do adventurous sessions and go to some beautiful places and take some awesome pictures.
That's great. How fun. Adventurous. Honeymoon? Never mind. I'm joking. I'm joking. Okay. Then we're going to go to Brandie.
So because we're a venue, that means that we're an 18,000 square foot clubhouse in a gated community. We specialize in weddings, but then we can have all sorts of events. So birthday parties, anniversaries, proms, graduations, quinceañeras, you name it. Any reason to kind of come together and you need a large area, we can be able to have. So indoor and outdoor.
Perfect. Karen.
So as mentioned, we're a bridal shop locally owned, and we do specialize, of course, in weddings, helping our brides through the process from trying on all the way through their alterations as well as grooms. But we also work in formal attire, so we can work with mothers of the bride, mother of the groom, prom, homecoming, pretty much anything we can help with on a formal event or level. That's what we're here for.
Great. And Bryan and Mary.
We're a custom cake shop. We specialize in special events, so weddings, anniversaries. We do a variety of styles of sweets, so we can do cakes, dessert bars, cookies, cupcakes. Try and be like a one-stop shop, giving everyone as many options as possible.
And calories?
Not those.
Okay. Okay, the first question is, for a head count of 100, what's your average cost? And this is going to obviously vary, because I know some of you don't charge by person. You just mold it to fit what you're doing. So Courtney, let's start with you.
Yeah, so I actually have 3 different packages, so that it's going to range price-wise from $1,000 to $3,000. But our most popular package is going to be partial event planning, so it can be both hands-on and hands-off for brides and grooms, and that's at $1,800.
Cool. So it's a flat fee.
Yeah, it's just a flat fee, and then they get to ask me to do 8 to 10 hours of whatever they need. So it's going to vary per customer.
Okay, great. Okay, and then Meagan.
So our pricing structure is kind of similar to Courtney's in the way that we offer a couple of different packages, and it will be customized by depending on what the couples are looking for coverage. We have a couple of ranges: 6 hours, 8 to 10, and then full coverage, which also includes rehearsal coverage and kind of other shoots for that same weekend. I'd say our most popular package is about $3,500, which includes 8 to 10 hours of coverage, an engagement session, an heirloom photo album, some wall art, and then all of their digital images as well. So we've got lots of ways to customize it, but something that makes us a little different is that all of our package pricing is done up front, so you don't have to worry about an after session sales meeting where you pay one price at the beginning and then you have to actually buy your photos at the end. We're kind of all in from the get-go.
That seems a lot more honest and easy for people to deal with a budget with that.
Absolutely, and we're not salespeople, we're photographers. So
Yeah.
we'd much rather
that
have everybody know what they're going in for, and then we're able to build on the packages based on their needs.
Yeah, it also seems like that could get to be some real high pressure stuff too, that you don't want to be dealing with after the wedding.
Not at all. We just want to give you beautiful images after the wedding.
Yeah.
We don't want to have to try and ask you to spend more money.
Yeah, that sounds great. And Brandie.
So I would say our average is going to depend on, of course, the time of the year, the day of the week. But I would say for, an average for a Saturday, mid-range as far as the time of the year would be about $7,200. Nature Pointe is all inclusive. So what that means is that hopefully, aside from your vendors, you shouldn't have to purchase anything. So we have customized chalkboards. We offer complimentary champagne, the cake cutting service, the indoor and outdoor ceremony, the 12-hour of contract time. So that would be the 10 hours of your contract time. And then, of course, 2 hours to get ready. Our biggest feature that probably saves you the most would be the fact that all of our decor is included. So that's going to be all of your napkins and chargers and centerpieces, the things that really start to add up that you really don't think about. Because we have such a wide range of decorations, you shouldn't, fingers crossed, you shouldn't have to buy anything additionally, therefore allowing you to be able to spend more money on your vendors and really being able to make your vision come true. So
sounds great. Okay, Karen.
Okay, so we have several different packages that are available that can incorporate the wedding gown preservation, as well as some other undergarments and things of that nature. But our sweet spot is probably about $1,500 for brides, which generally is going to include the price of the gown, the undergarments that they need, and accessories. And then, of course, depending on the customizations, the alterations can vary anywhere between $375, and we've seen them go as high as maybe $650, $700 for a real custom. Yeah. Our tuxedos range anywhere from $99 going all the way up to $169. Sweet spot for that is about $150.
Sounds good. Okay, and Bryan and Mary, y'all are gonna split this up now.
All right, so we also have a couple different packages as well. We are completely custom though. So on average, what we see most of our brides getting as far as servings is about $425 to about $475 with add-ons.
Okay, so any other costs they need to think about in there? Kind of like what Meagan was talking about. What other costs do they need to factor in when they think about the cake?
There's always deliveries, so we do offer a wide variety of discounts for that. We do have toppers and stands. Those are always considered optional. So with the price that Mary just provided, it is a packaged cake with add-ons and details. So that is the full cake decor, even similar to like cupcake option. But all the other options would be considered optional.
So what's the most expensive cake you've ever done? I just want to know.
It was last year. It was 23 feet in height. The actual cake itself was 10 feet in height, and it was coming out to about $9,800, somewhere around there.
Oh my, so many of those?
Yeah. No, but it was yeah.
I think that was something to put that together too.
Yeah, it took us about 4 hours to set up.
Oh man, that's amazing. Okay, for our next question, tell us one professional, non-common knowledge statement. And we want something that's kind of from your area of expertise that the couples might not know, so that you can help them out with giving them some insider information. Let's go with Courtney first.
So one thing that I always ask my brides and grooms to do that a lot of people don't know about is to go ahead and purchase general liability insurance for their wedding. So that's something that's going to be really important from now, maybe even continuing on, is to get that liability insurance, which usually is about $150 to $200, but it can cover a lot of things. So like if your wedding venue closes down, if somebody gets sick and you have to postpone the wedding, if you lose your wedding rings, there's a lot of things that that'll cover.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
And I bet there are a bunch of people saying, oh man, I wish I'd known that 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Okay, Meagan.
It is really interesting how with little in the past we've all talked about wedding insurance, and it's really just kind of a no-brainer now. That is something that we really should all be encouraging and promoting for all of our couples, because we've we've all been experiencing what it's like to have to postpone and make adjustments, and being less worried about that financial aspect would be a plus. But jumping in real quick about photography specifically, something kind of fun to share from our industry. Last February, just 2 months ago, it feels like 100 years ago, but an organization called Your Perfect Wedding Photographer out of the UK ran a study where they interviewed 300 professional full-time wedding photographers, and they basically asked, where do you spend the most amount of your time in your business? And what the statistic that really blew my mind was that most of the respondents to this survey said that only 4% of our time as wedding photographers is actually spent taking photos at your wedding. So on any particular wedding, we are spending most of our time editing. We're spending most of our time culling the photos after the day. We're spending a ton of time with communication leading up to the actual wedding day, shooting the engagement session, and then our the bulk of our work really happens after your wedding day, between the editing and also just following up with our couples and actually getting to deliver all those images. So I just thought that 4% number was pretty wild to think about. Most of our job is spent at the computer and on the phone, and that 4% where we're actually at the wedding day taking the pictures is our favorite part.
That sounds interesting. So what about those people who advertise and say, well, we're just going to hand you the card or a CD with all of them on there, and that's it?
Well, that's definitely one way to go about it. I mean, ultimately, anyone can take a picture, right? I mean, we carry around cameras built right into our phones. But there's a real difference between a camera phone or someone just kind of handing you all these pictures that they just took with their camera on a wedding day and actually delivering art. We really believe that what makes the difference as a photographer is how you connect with your images, how they make you feel. And that is the skill that a professional photographer can bring to documenting your story and not just taking snapshots of what it looked like, but we want you to be able to look at your photos 10 years from now and be instantly transported back to your day. We want you to feel connected to it, and we want you to feel like you are you. And you can really only do that when your photographer really connects with you.
That sounds great. Okay, Brandie, what about you? What's some insider tip for you?
So I don't really have an insider tip, more just kind of a trivia. I guess everybody else did their homework and I didn't. But
You're fine.
As far as just a trivia, it's just kind of the one that we did last week, as far as is, in the Victorian era, as far as bridesmaids, the reason why they first started was because they were supposed to ward off evil and kind of bad luck for the bride. So they used to go down the aisle tossing herbs and garlic to ward off kind of some of the bad luck. So and the omens. So I guess they decided to just attract them themselves and take it on for themselves. So.
Well, that's interesting. where these things come from is kind of fun. Okay, Karen, what about you?
So we'll reference veils and a little bit of trivia there. So the first documented bride to actually wear a veil was Nellie, and she was George Washington's stepdaughter. And she wore a lace veil, and she wore a lace veil because it represented the first glimpse that her fiance had of her, which was through a lace curtained window.
That's so sweet. Aw.
Isn't that nice? Love it.
Nice. That is.
We have
Okay.
lots of veil stories.
Yeah. Okay, Bryan and Mary. Not leaving out Mary.
Okay.
This is regarding the saving of the top tier on your wedding cake. Please don't do it. It does not hold well in your freezer. The tradition originated in the UK, where wedding cakes were fruit cakes or rum cakes. It was a 2-part tradition, so every year the couple would take a slice out of it and eat it. It would represent 10 years worth of the couple's love and longevity together. So our American cakes are so high in sugar, after about 6 to 8 weeks in your freezer, it will absorb odor and it will taste like whatever's in there. Green chili, fish, meat, pizza, frostbite. So please don't do it.
Fish cake.
Yeah.
That's assuming I have a lot of fish, which I don't.
So yes, it's also a 2-part tradition. The other part is the female hierarchy of the family would make the wedding cake or the rum cake, and it would showcase the rest of the family how good of a baker they are. So if, let's say, Mary's cake only lasted 2 years and mine lasted 4, then I would be responsible for Christmas dinner, and Mary would make the mashed potatoes. So
That's so funny. That's so funny. Oh well, Mary, I'd be making salad or something, because I wouldn't even make the mashed potato tier
Mashed
there.
potatoes is like the only thing I'm good at making. So.
That worked. It works. It works. Okay, those are all the questions we have. Anybody want to have some final closing arguments, closing comments for our happy hour? Come on, Courtney. What do you have to say?
Just that brides and grooms, they should focus on that love wins overall. There's been a lot of weddings right now that I've been hearing of just people getting married with just their fiance / then groom after they get married. But it's all about getting married and loving each other, not necessarily all the chaos that's going on right now. So stay positive, drink happy hour stuff, have fun.
Yeah. Great. And Meagan, what about you?
I'll definitely toast to that.
Yeah.
I think Courtney nailed it right on the head. I mean, what we're seeing a lot is a lot of couples that are reaching out just to talk, just to communicate, to talk about that they're stressed, that they're concerned, they're worried, and that's what we're here as vendors for. I mean, we're ears to listen to. We're all kind of in the same boat as far as postponing and uncertainty, and just being able to check in and talk to somebody who is as excited about your wedding whenever it ends up happening is. We're shoulders to lean on, and we want to be as helpful as we can. And almost every vendor I've talked to has been really incredible at this time, and making adjustments and changes and rolling with the punches. And we just want all of our couples to know that we're all here for you. And whether or not you're booked with us, or you just want to talk weddings and discuss different ideas, whether it's elopements or different alternatives, I think anybody in the wedding industry would be happy to have a couple reach out to them to say, hey, let's talk about this and come up with a plan.
Yeah. Just brainstorm, just to be there to offer ideas and alternatives and things it can do. That sounds great. Okay, Brandie, you're up.
I mean, it's just kind of the same thing, I think a lot of our couples have been coming to us just for words of affirmation. Like, they just want to make sure that we're going to still be there. And I keep trying to reassure them that, no matter what, we're all just doing the best that we can. So even if it's in 12 months from now or 8 months from now, no matter what, all of us as venues and vendors are going to still do the very best that we can to make sure that their day's just as perfect whenever it's going to be. So just reaching down, understanding that things happen and everything kind of happens for a reason. So there could be some other reason of why it had to wait. And so just trying to take the positive and not the negative, and just know that we're all here just like them, and you know, we're all having challenges and trying to overcome them.
Sounds great. And Karen?
Definitely the same as what's already been said. We've got some great, exciting things moving forward. We're going to start reaching out to our brides that we weren't able to get to because of the closure virtually. They can always reach out to us if they have questions, if they have already been in the store, if they feel like they're worried about their gown coming in, anything like that. They can reach us at info@uptownbrideabq.com, or they can email me directly, Karen@uptownbrideabq.com, and we'll be happy to help. But we do have some exciting things coming where we can start helping our brides to get more excited about their wedding planning.
That's perfect. Hey, and I've been hearing a lot about all these people saying that wedding dresses are delayed. Is that a problem? Or can these people can brides expect to get their dresses?
Oh yeah, brides with us can expect to get their dresses. We don't have any problems with our designers. Our designers are very proactive and have been proactive. In fact, some of the dresses are actually coming in a little bit early. So we're really excited about that. But no, we do not anticipate moving forward that we'll have any problem with that at all.
Great, great. Okay, Bryan and Mary.
Yeah, same thing. Okay, just checking if I was unmuted. Yeah, same thing. Like we're human. We're here for you. We want to go ahead and give you as much help as possible. So even if you visit with the vendor and you feel comfortable with them, ask them if they have some preferred vendors. We gladly give out other vendors' information to help you throughout the way and kind of make it as smooth as possible. I'll protect you in the cake department as much as I can and make it as smooth as and fun as possible. But I'll extend that to florists, photographers, DJs, caterers, and you know, we do these meetings to make it easier and for the couples. So definitely go ahead and ask, and we'll help.
That sounds great. Well, thank you all, and y'all have a great rest of your week and weekend. And we'll be back with you with another segment of Happy Hour with the Wedding Pros again soon. Thank you again, everybody, and give us a call or listen to questions. Okay, bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone.